It sure would be nice that if for seemingly once in the modern entertainment era, when a franchise that has tens of millions of fans all around the world announces that they're going to be doing a series or a series of movies or a show on HBO, whatever it may be, and they promise those fans, the very same tens of millions of fans that are the reason it's successful in the first place, that they will be faithful in adapting the source material. It sure would be nice if that happened for once. And for the Harry Potter series, Warner Brothers and HBO, when they announced that they would be doing a decade-long series on the Harry Potter books, and that they had J.K. Rowling on board, and that they were going to, quote, faithfully adapt this series, it sure would have been nice for Harry Potter fans to know that that would be true. Yet here we are. Now, no casting has been officially announced yet, but this is being reported by The Hollywood Reporter. It's not some random scoop or anything like that. And if this turns out to be true, as we've already seen in the past 48 hours, there are a lot of fans who are not going to be happy with this decision. British actor Papa Iasadu is in talks to play Professor Severus Snape in HBO's Harry Potter TV series. I don't know about you, but it's tough for me to see the resemblance, not only between this actor and Alan Rickman, the late Alan Rickman, who played Snape in the movies, but also this actor and how the character is described in the books. Now, this story broke about 2 days ago. Ironically, about a day after, there was actually a big presentation where they revealed a lot of different things about this series. The fact that they're going to go back to the original filming locations for a lot of this, that we're going to get a lot of those original sets that we saw for Hogwarts are going to come back for this series. And I think that's a good idea. I think it should remind everyone of that. Not only is that what everyone has in their heads, but it's also just like what was described in the books. The reason that these movies were such an enormous success from the first one all the way on was because when they started it by trying to adapt it as faithfully as possible. Sorcerer's Stone and Chamber of Secrets, when you go back and watch those movies, from the dialogue to the story to the castings, everything felt like it jumped out right from the books, and that's how they got off to such a great start for that series. That's what they should be doing and should be focused on for this series that's set to go on HBO. Now, reportedly, they do not have a casting yet for Harry, Ron, or Hermione. They've interviewed her. They've seen 32,000 people that have auditioned for these roles. And they also said some other things during this interview, such as the fact that they were focused on canonical ages for all the characters, making sure that the Marauders would all be in their 30s for this series. Because, again, James and Lily Potter, they were 21 when they died. You know, Snape should be 31, Sirius should be 31, Lupin should be 31 at the start of this series. And obviously, they didn't necessarily stick to that in the movies. With other characters, they will stick to the canonical ages, which means Snape will only be 31 and the Dursleys will be much younger than they were in the movies. So there's so much focus on this. It will very, very specifically be a British 1990s production. You're so focused on staying true to the books, yet this is the casting that we hear about? Make it make sense to me. You're saying all of these things, but if this report is accurate, a lot of the trades feel like it's accurate, how is that sticking to the source material? How is that faithfully adapting this series? Because those have been the promises. All along, those have been the promises. In a press release, the company detailed these stories from each of Rowling's Harry Potter books will become a decade-long series produced with the same epic craft, love, and care this global franchise is known for. Each season will be authentic to the original books and bring Harry Potter and these incredible adventures to new audiences around the world, while the original classic beloved films remain at the core of the franchise and available to watch globally. And obviously, I talked about it when it first happened. There are characters who are black in the Harry Potter series. They're specifically described in detail. And you know what? It pretty much matches up to what the demographics were in the 1990s in the UK. And some of their roles got a little bit cut from the movies because it's tough to adapt a fucking 15, 16-hour book in a 2-hour movie. But there's an opportunity to see those characters. And most of the replies to this have been, why do you care so much about a fictional series? Well, I care because I care about the series. Just like you care about things you care about. What the fuck do you mean? Of course I care. Just because you don't care about something doesn't mean that other people don't. And then the other one is, well, he's never really described that way. Yes, he fucking is. This idiot Can someone point to me in the book where it explicitly says the characters are white? People who complain about characters' look are people who have been spoiled with white renditions of their favorite characters. These people just have the luxury of imagining their favorite characters as them without much of an issue. No, I don't imagine myself as Severus Snape or Snape as me. I read what I see on the page. In the same way that they shouldn't be race swapping the people of color in this story, this is a British story, a UK central story in the 90s. That's the world that it's set in. And Snape is described very explicitly in multiple ways. Since I've actually read the books, unlike you, of course, Snape is described several times as pale, multiple times as having pallid or sallow skin. Once as the color of sour milk, and since even that is enough for a retard like you, it's described quite literally as marble white during his last confrontation with Voldemort in Deathly Hallows, you dumb fuck. And you can go over again and again and again so many of these characters. They are described in detail. People that aren't paying attention, I can't help you if you're not paying attention to this. Snape is white. He always has been, and he always should be. Just in the same way that Kingsley Shacklebolt is black, he's an awesome character, and he should remain black and an awesome character. I pray that this is not an actual true report, that this either got leaked out by somebody who wanted to stir the pot or maybe testing the waters, whatever. And hopefully the fan reaction has been enough, even not from people on our side of the YouTube sphere that are saying, hey, you know, I don't want to be called racist or anything, but I really think Snape should be like he's described in the books. Yes, he should. Everything should be the way that they've described it in the books. That's what they promised. A faithful adaptation of these books, ones that Harry Potter fans have been dying to see. Yet here we are. This is the first real big casting news, and this is what people are talking about. What a joke. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.